And it is coming from here. So I was asking myself, what is the problem? And where can we do things right? I'm really glad that we are having such trainings now. Strikes have been common things here now in West Nile. Yeah. Both primary and secondary, by the way. How many of us watched the news yesterday night? You watched the TV last night, news. MTV, UPC, whichever. A primary 4 pupil, last night it was on news. The child went home and said he doesn't want to study. They brought him back, he must study. What did the child do? The child burnt the whole school. Last week and the other week, I was here at another primary. 17, it is not now secret because it is not a secret. Yeah. 17 boys were on cocaine. Primary 7. It is not secret. I personally went there. I talked to the whole school. I talked to the teachers. I talked with the boys themselves. And they're the ones who even told me and they confessed to me. And even I asked them how they felt, the experiences, they shared it with me. I had time to talk to their parents. I was in Ombachi after the strike of St. Joseph. They called me also. I talked to the teachers, administration, and the students. And this is what I found out. When I was talking to the teachers, one teacher asked me that you've come. He asked me a question that I even failed to answer. He said, is this school under the Catholic Church? Under the foundation body of Catholic Church? I said, yes. Why? He said, but how come? The bishop and his executive and all those whom we know have never come even to see the glasses that were broken. I said, okay. And he remained speechless. I remained speechless. I couldn't answer anything. I just said, by the way, I was called to come and help as a counselor. So my role here is not to blame anybody, but to see how do we bring back peace and how do we restore this. Nyarlo had the wisest strike, I think, in Koboko. Yeah. You know, I went there and I talked to the teachers separately. I talked to the learners separately. We are planning an engagement for parents. The question I was asking, I asked them, I said, okay, we have the biggest mosque in Koboko, which is Nyarlo. I asked a question that even I asked at that time on the radio parties. I asked that question, and I think it's because of that program that they have not called me yet, because I was supposed to be the other man there. I did, they called me. Even yesterday they didn't call me. But still, I asked the same question to our bishop. I said, how relevant is religion now in the lives of our young people? How relevant is it? Because in Kijomoro, where it is our foundation, where students had the bad strike in Maracha. What's the strike in Maracha? To ban the whole food. Is after coming to confirm students, after confirming students, the students say we want to have a disco. Now they say, imagine the bishop has come to confirm Christians.
We came with the bishop.
Then the students are saying now that we are Christians, now we want to have a disco. And if there's no disco, there is a strike. Are we still together? Yes. And that's what they did. They burnt the entire store of food. They burned the pastor's office, all documents. So you can't tell who paid the fees and who didn't pay fees because now there is no evidence. Because all the receipts are burnt. Now you're asking yourself, what are we raising? I was here in Koboko and the whole of this week, actually, this last week, and even this week I'm going to be here in Koboko till next week. Because different schools have given me different programs. I was asking a question. How relevant is our foundation body? I'm glad now we are getting structured clear with our foundation bodies to come down to uphold our schools, to tell them that we are here. Okay? Now, some of these things are happening, and sometimes we think we have nothing to do about it, but all of us must be concerned. Nyangilia is just at the headquarters of Gachidikona. When they now turn to become rebels, Why am I calling them rebels? You cannot wake up at night at 1 a.m. You go and attack another school and beat their students. You are now becoming rebels. You're no longer you are a rebel now. That's the rebel activity. Attacking someone at night. And then one time this one came to attack this other one. By the time they reached there, they found out that this one was also the other school, and they were going to attack another school. So are we seeing the story now? And these are our children, by the way. These are our children. Our children are now here. This is where our children are. And the other day I was talking to stakeholders in one of the meetings. Saturday at school on Bati, National Primary, they called me and I was there and I was talking to their parents. One thing I said to them, and which I might even say here, is this. You know, it is hard to know the father of a dog, but you can know the mother of a dog. Yeah, it is hard to know the father of a dog. Very hard. But at least you can know the mother of the dog because the mother is the one that gives birth at your compound. But now what happens is this. A puppy learns to sit from the mother. Anybody who can say no to that? A puppy, the baby of a dog learns to sit the way dogs sit, learns to sit like the mother. So it is the mother who trains the puppy to sit. Could it be that some of these behaviors of our children, they are copying it from home? Because when I was having time with the pupils of Abele Primary, one child asked this question that I even almost failed to answer. He says, the mother prepares alcohol, and the mother says if she does not taste the alcohol, then there is no market for her alcohol. Yes, P6. So the pupil has to first taste that alcohol so that there will be market for the alcohol. Then ask me what can she do. I was stuck. Then I just told her that we need to talk one-on-one. Because you're coming from a home which is dysfunctional. But still I told them that it is actually by choice that someone has to make. It is a choice someone has to make. To move from here to here, it is a choice someone has to make. Even us. It is a choice someone has to make. And this choice is the deliberate choice. Now, when he was giving some good examples here, all those examples, some of the examples he was talking about were in this book of mine. I had to write a book I had to document and write this book. At least many of us have been abandoned at some point. Yeah. And that every time we remember the pain of that abandonment, every time we remember the pain, it pushes us here. And because it pushes us here, we have nothing to do. Many times then we begin to cry. And then even when we have this children to take care of, we wonder. Then even some of us will say, even you are better, that even the way we are raised, you are better. Because in our days, we didn't even have these ones. So eat what is available. But what you're giving them to eat really is not. I'll speak together. Many times, we find ourselves. And then even as parents, we reach a place of saying, in Luba, I will normally say it, I don't know where I am. So you support your chick with the two hands. Early in the morning, wondering what might be happening next to you. By the way, all of us have been there. This is the other story. We've been there. Where you don't even remember when you last smiled. Every time you are like as if you have a toothache and then you have gone to see a dentist to see how to remove the tooth. Yeah. And all these are things that affect us. However, there is still hope. help is still available. That's one thing I know. We still have hope for this nation. We still have hope for our community. That's why I had to leave everything I was doing and come back home. Why am I back home? To see how best can we, because I like what we were saying here. There's somewhere. All of us are stakeholders. It takes everyone to do their part. All of us. That's why I will finish with this one. You see here, everybody is doing their part. Everybody is involved, doing something. And if each one of us can do something, we can bring back the glory of God in our community. Two things I was telling the other people, which I also bring here, is this. If we don't instill values, two values. One, the Christian values. If we don't instill those values in these ages, by the way, one of the things that we do is is this program of child development. Your child will not do what you tell them to do. I have children in my house. Your child will never do what you tell them to do. They will not do what you do. Your child will do what you do. Your child will never do what you tell them to do. Even my children, when I'm home, the way they walk, they watch me as I'm walking, and that's how they walk. If they see me pray, how I sit to pray, the posture, they'll also go somewhere, they'll also sit there, and then also begin to imitate, because they are imitators, and those ages are for imitation. Can I tell you something? A child will know whether I am loved by my parents or not right from the womb, like they are saying. Right from the womb. That's why some children, if it is too much for them, they know there is a lot of hostility in this home. They miscarry. They come out by themselves. They miscarry. They miscarry. And then, when the child is born, I like the way he was bringing it out. When the child is born, depending on the moods, the children also monitor moods. They know who is for me, who is against me, between my mom and my dad. They know. If the mother wanted a boy, then a girl shows up, and then the mother doesn't like the girl will know right from that early child moment. As this child is growing, most of the development, most of these issues are going to happen within those ages. By the age a child is 14, you can't change the mind of the child. You can't. Even if you do one. Why? Those are the development moments. Those are the ages where this child understands the wrong and the right knows. And coming back to, they're not all covered, but I took some good notes there. Looking at emotional, mentally. That's why all of you, if I ask you about your memories of 5 years, many of you have bad memories of them. And even if I can just single out a few, I will not even ask you, you know yourself. Many of you have bad memories with your parents and your grandparents at the early age of between 3 to 8. Because you remember those ones very well, it cannot leave your mind. That's why even many of you have told yourself, you will never forgive them until they come to you to apologize. But they will never come. So forgive them anyway. That's why we're talking these issues. It begins with us. And even by the time we're even discussing some of these issues, sometimes even the way we talk on the phone, the way we talk with the other people around, the children are just watching. They are listening. They understand what is being communicated. Do you know that by the time Mary and Elizabeth met, and they were just greeting each other, do you know what the babies were doing in the womb? Bible says they were playing and they were dancing. There was music moving on. They were happy. They were jumping up and down. And one said, surely there's something. The children were there and they were communicating. Children understand this issue. It comes back to us. Now, as a stakeholder, what do we need to do? Each one of us, we need to be able to see. No parent wants their children to suffer. suffered. Yeah, we might have gone through ABCD, but now it is time for us to help our children, help our people get from here to here. If we leave out the issue of faith, like somebody was saying, the parents who got the children to at home, and then we don't ground them in the word of God, we are failing them. That's why Proverbs 22 verses 6 tells us what? Train up a child the way it should. What are those ages of training? At what age do we normally give them a 1 liter jerrycan to go and fetch water? Either they get a bucket or a jerrycan, and we see them following, putting it on the head, following their mother. Also, I want to go. You are training the child. But do you train the child in the fear of God? Do you train the child by reading them some Bible stories? Do you train the child to pray? At least for food. Do you train how are you training the child? And many times we have abandoned the responsibility of training our children now to the uncles and the aunties. You go and stay with uncle so and so. Now when they go to stay with the uncle and the auntie so and so, that means it is the uncle or auntie who does everything. We are now relieved. Those who don't have to tell me, well, who else can take the rest of the children? We are busy looking for people to take away the children so that we are relieved of the pressure. And they were there when you were making love. And you were planning. Not so. Now, how have they become a burden? Yet the Bible says that every perfect gift is from above. And he gives for us good gifts. And the blessings of the Lord add no sorrow. How come your children are adding you sorrow? They are adding you sorrow because you have ignored these early moments of 0 to 8. But still, we can still be able to organize and revamp. The other day, I was talking to school management committees of Koboko district. Is there anybody who was here in that meeting? The same church number. Yes, there's one there. Very good. And one of the recommendations they gave was they were asking me to see if I can go to every village. That's why I've come to this village of Kuluba today. They were asking, is there a way I can push this downwards? We are determined to push it everywhere we can find stakeholders. Why? Many of our children don't want school. Even I'm sure in your own house, there are those who have refused to go to school. Yeah. Children have refused to go to school. I was sharing with Mama here. Some revision I got. And that's why I have camped here in Koboko. I'm sleeping at executive inn at a cost. I'm eating at a cost. Nobody is paying that cost. It is me who is paying the cost. Why? Because I want to fight something here. What you don't know is there is a group. They call themselves Malians. They call themselves Malians. Are we still together? Malians. And I have vivid information. One of the boys who was dismissed from a Torek said he is a part of that group. They call themselves Malians, and their headquarters is in Koboko, and they are a registered organization. Their role is to take drugs of all kinds. They're not supposed to be in school. They're not supposed to listen to any advice. They're just supposed to be unruly. And their only way of making money is by internet fraud. So they're taking drugs of all kinds. So, I think I shared it with you. Yes. I came to Koboko and I went. Because all those people in the offices know me, I go. I asked them, do we have this group? They said, yes, we have the group. Do you have an idea? Yes, where are they? Teramunga area. I said, okay, how many are there? By the time they told me there were over 700 youths registered. 700. What did they do? Drugs of all kinds. Can I surprise you? Because this is what I am talking from information that I have at hand. I asked how did these people register? They told me the way they registered, they used nice words for registration. They used nice document for registration. But after the registration at the district, and they were given a certificate of registration to become an organization, now they brought their true colors. And they are here, their headquarters is here in Koboko, Teremunga area. And they have recruited so. That's why I was even shocked to know. This is where Magnus has now reached. I was shocked to know that now they have even uplifted their standards of smoking and the drugs they're taking. What are they now smoking? They are now smoking the scales of snakes. They are now smoking the gray hair of the elderly people. They are mixing it with pascaline, the cut pascaline, and then they dry it and then mix it with it and they smoke. This is happening here in Koboko, and these are our children. They are recruiting because all the boys of Abele, I asked them, "How did you get cocaine?" They said they were enticed by their friends. So who are the friends of your children? Do you know the friends of your children? No. These are primary. I said, okay, are you all? He said, no. Some of us are even in the upper primary. Some of us are in the Jacob primary, and then others are within town, and then others are even the dropouts. They have now completely refused the school. Do you know if you go to Koboko town now, the 1 week I've spent, on a daily basis you meet a new face of a mad person? That means on a daily basis we are graduating mad people in Koboko. And we are handing it over officially. And what I was with Aladisi the other day, Aladisi told me something which was more annoying. He said he went to Loble and he found plantations, real plantations of opium. Bang. And then one person even told me that is their business because a basin is 120,000 shillings. Bang. That is their source of income. I'm like, okay. At the expense of somebody's health. Are we still together? And our children are the ones who are enjoying this. Because we are not there, they are the ones who have their networks and they're having those issues with them. So I've taken time to move around, do mapping around. I think where we've reached, two things must happen. One, us who are here and who know that we are believers. It is time for us to act. Bible says the kingdom of heaven suffered violence since the days of John the Baptist. And the violence take it by force. It takes us to exert force and reclaim back our children. If we have also given up on our children, let's reclaim them back. Let's bring back our children. Let's pray for our children. Let's bring our children back. That's number one. Number two, let's engage all stakeholders to help. That's why I've been engaging different stakeholders. I've been talking to teachers. If they can allow me to go to their schools and I talk to these children and engage even teachers, because even teachers are involved in some of these drugs. Yeah, so I had a meeting on Saturday with the UNSA body, leadership of all the students' bodies in Koboko. They told me how teachers are involved even in the strikes of Koboko. And then they're sending the students who are innocent, but they're telling the teachers. Even they ask the question, how come some of these strikes have never ended? Because every time they're sending away students. Some of the teachers are the ones who even buy this alcohol and the drugs for these students. Teachers are involved. So engaging our teachers, that's why I like what she was saying here. Our values. We've abandoned, we've abandoned our responsibilities, honestly speaking. I was born in a church, I grew up in church, and I'm still in church, I know. There are many Anglican-founded schools that are led by non-Anglicans. I'm not against it, but the values they bring in are far different. And if you ask why are our schools not performing well, if you don't have the fear of God, where will anything happen? Because the Bible says in the Proverbs, the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. If that wisdom is not there, how can children pass? Look at your school. Looking at all these years the school has been there, how many first grades have ever come from the school, and what is the consistency? What is behind the poor performance? Especially in Anglican-founded schools. Apart from us blaming government of sending for us the wrong teachers, what have we done? Are we checking? Are we consulting? Are we at the same place with them? Oh, like she had like to say, we all feel good because yes, I am the chairman. Then say, let chairman come and greet the people. Yes, I am the chairman. But as chairman, what is your role? What are you doing? You are chairman, so what? What shows that actually you are chairman? What shows? Because at the end of the day, we want to see performance. But if this is all we are seeing, and this is what we are having, and the community is just like this, and that is to whom it may concern, then at the end of the day, we say, we begin to say that I think the reverends who are coming here are not doing a good job. What have you done? Yes. Are you part of the problem or you're part of the solution? That's the food for thought. Are you part of the problem or you're part of the solution? So that's why that burden has been there. Because everywhere you last time alone, 35 schools going on strike in West Nile is abnormal. Honestly, it's abnormal. And then we'll say, yeah. And it is human rights, somebody talked about it. Nowadays, that is human rights, that's the children. It is, nowadays, children of nowadays. You can't repeat children of nowadays. Can I tell you a story? If it was about children of nowadays, then Israel would be not there. Why? When they left that place because of famine, and they came to Egypt, then that means they will have done anything. But even when they came to Egypt, at Goshen, they remained intact with everything about their belief system. They went back with their beliefs. They remained intact with their belief system. The lifestyle of Egypt never affected them, yet they were in Egypt. But for us, what is the trend? Oh, time for lunch. Oh. I remember because it is time for lunch. But that is the truth of the matter. Now, what am I saying? Let me just end here. And I emphasize that it takes all of us to do something. We came to Koboko, and we are in Maracha, we are in Arua, and I'm going to be involved, we are going to be all over West Nile. Because, honestly, if we don't act, then things are going to happen. If we are having a headquarters of our young people in Koboko, who are now having all kinds of drugs, many of us have never seen cocaine at our age. But if primary pupils are now on cocaine, honestly, ask yourself, what is this? So, it comes back to us as a parent, as a grandparents. Let's act. Let's did not leave. That's one of them also. That's what they told me. Hey, that's what they told me. So please, let's engage. I will leave my contact here. I can just write my number. My name is I want to squeeze some space. Let me squeeze here.